it's Bernadette. I am here with your Friday Pick a Card Tarot reading, and it is January 7th, 2021. This is a really interesting card to come out on a Friday because, you know, Friday is all about the throat chakra, communication, it's love, the ruling planet is Venus. And when I started okay, so the card came out and I immediately went into like that space I go into when I'm trying to download the messages. And I kept wanting to do this. I just kept wanting to put my hands over my ears like, no, 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 I'm not listening to you. Like a kid would do, right? And I thought, God, what is that all about? And then the spirit totem and power animals, well, they told me, and I was like, okay, so try to stay with me on this because I'm going to try to stay with myself on this just because the message keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. So first of all, the card for today is the Two of Pentacles. It's a chimpanzee, but it is inverted. And when we're dealing with pentacles, you know, we're dealing with money. It doesn't always have to be money, right? But that really is a main thrust of the pentacles, you know, suit in the minor arcana in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is the deck that I pull from and all the symbolism and tarot card meanings and, you know, that I use. And then, of course, it's within my own deck, you know, the animals that most wanted to be associated with that particular card. They said, hey, we want to do this. And so that's the animal that went with the card, which with the Two of Pentacles is a chimpanzee because, you know, they're bipedal like humans are. They balance in trees. And, you know, the Two of Pentacles is all about balance. And so they will even weigh and measure fruit when they're trying to, they'll pick up a couple of different kinds of fruit and they'll look at them and it almost seems like they're trying to weigh which one has more. It's this crazy ritual that they do. It's fantastic. So there are many, many reasons that the chimpanzee wanted to be the Two of Pentacles. But inverted, that's going to mean the challenging aspects of chimpanzee. And it's going to mean the challenging aspects of Two of Pentacles. And I promised you guys this year I would start reading with the reversed tarot card meaning. So when you've got the Two of Pentacles and it's inverted, it's reversed, there's just so much going on, you can't even take a breath. You just are like going and going and going and going and going, and things are really not great. They're less than perfect, and you've got your game face on and you're doing your thing, but probably financially you've got some things going. You're probably in over your head and won't ask for help in whatever that is. And yes, work hard, play hard, right? In my, you know, work hard, play hard. I'm a big advocate. But sometimes it's time to back off on both of those and stop living on the edge so much. This is not a good time to do that. And what that really brings me to is because Fridays are the love day, and that is romantic love, family love, love for yourself, love for your friends. I'm wondering what is getting neglected in your family, or maybe you're the one getting neglected in the family because someone else is out of balance. They're inverted. They're, you know, chimpanzees are all about the inner child and playfulness and creativity and inventiveness. And when we're just so overloaded and things are like starting to slip out of our control because there's just so much going on, it can be very difficult to find that within ourselves to be childlike and to laugh and to play and to have fun, like, you know, a barrel full of monkeys. So I don't know, you guys. I'd say take a really good look at that and see where the parts are in your family that you can either be the facilitator of more fun because you're the one that's out of balance, and maybe you're the one that's spending a little too much money, or you're not budgeting wisely, or maybe this whole COVID thing has got you in a place where finances are like a thing. Excuse me, pardon me. Do whatever sacred work you've got to do around making this Two of Pentacles work for you to flip it more upright. And if you've never heard that before, because I work, you know, I teach a lot, and tarot students are like, what? They're like, What do you mean flip it upside down or flip it right side up? You mean like in a reading? If you don't like it, you know, that it's come upside down or reversed or inverted in a reading, you just do that. I'm like, no, 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 no. If the energy of something is a space you don't want to be in, and who wants to be in the space of an inverted Two of Pentacles? Like, the world is probably not going to fall apart, right? Okay, but no one wants to be uncomfortable financially, and no one wants to have their, like, you know, stop having fun and just feel like you're in a place where you can't you just can't catch up. And the more you try to catch up, like the hurrier you go, the behinder you get. If you've ever heard that, that's this card. Well, remember, chimpanzees, they share a 98% DNA, you know, with humans. And the studies that have gone on about, you know, now there was a study just recently in 2018 that was able to prove beyond a percentage that was just chance, like 87% or something, that chimps use the same physical body reactions that, pardon me, y'all, that our ancestors, it's throat chakra day, and my throat chakra is like all of a sudden just, there's a reason for that. I'll get to that. I don't know what it is. I'm asking to be shown that. So, that they use, like, you know, doing this with their mouth when they're hungry, all kinds of other things that actually our ancestors used. And within the wild, there's, oh, please, come on. There's about a bajillion studies that show that, you know, they copy even fashion, right? There was a chimpanzee just a few years back that, for reasons unbeknownst to humans, you know, because people get all wiggy about the whole anthropomorphism thingy. They don't want to assign human emotions or whatever to animals. Okay. What if we actually got our emotions from animals? A video for another time. But this sweet little girl, Bonobo, I believe, she tucked a blade of grass behind her ear, and the next thing you know, the entire, you know, everybody in her family had a little blade of grass tucked behind their ears. And so, you know, certainly they've been known to have rituals. They've been observed and studied to have rituals. They, you know, they're all about family. You know, you get it, right? So, but they also have kind of the temperament of a 2-year-old. So whenever I see chimpanzee inverted, I know that somebody is maybe lacking a little bit of maturity, in the whatever that card means for them, or whatever that animal means for them. And that can really be maturity in just that, you know, you take to pitching a fit because you don't want to do whatever. That usually happens to me around tax time. I get to pitching a fit about taxes. Oh, Lord, you don't get me started. But, and it's a 2-year-old. I know I got to pay him. I don't even know why I still pitch a fit at this time. That's just me. That doesn't hurt anybody but me. So that, and it's the same kind of thing with a 2-year-old. So there might be, you know, maybe there might be a call for you at this moment to take a look and see what kind of immaturity are you displaying for yourself with the whole, no, I want to do it myself, which is inverted. That's the Two of Pentacles. That is classic Two of Pentacles. I'm overloaded and I'm not asking for help. And don't you try to help me. I'm doing it myself. And then also, what kind of immaturity are you showing with money, right? And that can be anything. That can be anything, including, you might think that immaturity is all about the overspending, but sometimes immaturity can be about, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, and it just gathering it up because you don't want anybody else to get your stuff, right? So take a look at that. Take a look at that. Moving on, when it comes to the Two of Pentacles and the chimpanzee reversed, well, the Two of Pentacles, just from metaphysical correlations, is, you know, clearly the number 2. So when you take a look at the numerology meanings for the number 2, that's when, you know, the 1 comes together and it makes the 2. Now, in theory, that should be a very balanced thing. 1 and 1 is 2, right? Okay, but what if when 1 and 1 come together, in theory, 1 and 1 should be equal. But now what if we're talking about people? And now what if you're bringing 2 people together? Okay, you get the balance there. You're coming together, but how long is that gonna last? And are you people that make good matches together? You might come together. For everything there's a reason and a season, right? So don't be all freaked out if this card, especially because the Two of Pentacles is inverted, don't be freaked out if there's some kind of like relationship that you might have thought when you first started is like the second coming, right? This is the one, or this is the job, this is the company, this is the thing. And pardon me, y'all, this throat chakra thing, I got to see what this is. I even wore my blues so I could have my throat chakra doing its thing. If it's as simple as this is about communication, all right, spirit animals, you ain't funny. But you may find that this number 2 is not the perfect pairing for you, and shenanigans are happening. It's really important that you have the maturity to take a look at the shenanigans and put a stop to it before it does you or anybody around you damage. All right, so I'm asking really what the throat chakra thing is. And the only thing that I can think of is, okay, so y'all, okay, in all of this that we're talking about, because throat chakra is the ruling chakra of the day, and we're talking about love, and we're talking about inversion, there might be maybe some communication that you're either receiving or giving that it is not all that, like, say maybe a fib or a lie, or maybe you're just fooling yourself or trying to fool other people. I don't know. But there's something going on with communication about money, or communication about your involvement in metaphysics, meaning Pentacles are the number 5, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Spirit. Maybe you are having a tough time thinking about how to communicate that you want to be involved or are involved in the metaphysical world to your loved ones, friends, or family. There's some kind of discussion and you're feeling uncomfortable because you're just not confident like what they're going to think. And so see how my throat chakra just cleared right up? Bam. And that's what happens when you deliver a message. When you've got what the rest, like the total message out, we're good. So think about that communication thing. Think about all of this. It's not supposed to be a heavy duty thing for a Friday. It will seem like it, but that's because you've got some stuff to clear up before you can move into your weekend of fun and frivolity. And oh, wait, going back to flipping the card upside down. Okay, so when you give this for somebody in a reading, or you've gotten this for yourself, the idea is to turn that energy around, which means turn the card around. So if all of these things are coming in and these seat as truths within you, you're going to want to work on this on an energetic level. Those things that are truths for you, you're going to start to set your intentions. You're going to do your sacred work. And anything that's going amiss or awry, wrong, negative, give it a label if you have to. You're going to start to turn that around by your intentions, and intentions lead to actions. And that's how you turn a card around. And you can explain that to a client, which is way more helpful than trying to tell a client, well, you need to change this. People know they need to change. You don't need to tell them they need to change. Just like I didn't need to tell you, you don't need to do this. You didn't like that, did you? No. But what I can say is it could be really helpful to your practice as a reader if you would consider explaining it to a client in that way. It takes the pressure off of them and puts the onus of responsibility onto the tarot card and onto the spirit animal. And that's something people can get behind until they're at a place where they can just take that responsibility all on their own. So I hope this has been helpful. Pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you over the weekend. Whatever you do today, whatever you're considering today, do yourself a big favor and stay wild.